Welcome back and thanks for staying with us. An incident of alleged rape has been reported in Alakuko Lagos, where a 14-year-old girl was reportedly raped by the son of her landlord. The incident occurred 2 days ago, according to an anonymous ex-user who tweeted and shared the video of the victim. The anonymous poster added that the family confronted the landlord about the incident and he dismissed their concern, saying nothing would happen. However, the police are alleging that the victim's parents are not willing to aid the investigation. What are your thoughts on this? Join the conversation by calling us on 0810 764 1679, or you can tweet to us or use hashtag YourViewTVC, or you can send your comments on, we use X now. Yes. We're also heavy on YouTube, so put in the comments on YouTube. Somebody here will read it. Power, money, poverty, taking advantage of someone. There are many things that usually causes rape, but having the comment saying that the landlord was saying nothing would happen is something that is not a new statement. We've heard this several times. I will do it and nothing will happen. What do you think when you first saw this video? Of course, it's heartbreaking. What was your opinion?
Okay, so for me, first off, I wish it was not her picture or her video that was making the rounds. I would like to see in cases of rape where the perpetrator's picture is the one that people would see than the victim, but no problem. It's because we're headed somewhere, and I hope that she gets the justice that she deserves. So landlord said nothing will happen. That's one thing. But to also hear that the parents are not willing to pursue the case is my problem here. And maybe that's why the landlord has that assurance, or he's confident that nothing will happen. As you know, in our society, usually a victim like that is often blamed for being in a situation that she could have, I don't know, for whatever reason, we find a way to blame a little girl or the person that's been raped. And also, parents, in order to protect the child, think the best thing is to keep quiet and not further, aggravate issues by insisting on justice, because they feel that would mean people will get to see her face, people will know what has happened to her. Even if she gets justice, she'll still be pointed out as the child or the one that was raped. And people, for some reason, will judge a person that was raped, like there'll be consequences for being raped. Do you understand? You would say something somewhere, someone will remind you, or there are some things you cannot do. Parents are even afraid that you may not be unable to get married because you've been raped. So this is our society, especially in our rural or less, economically vibrant society where people are economically struggling. You find that is an issue. So someone like the landlord would fall under, will be comfortable knowing that in protecting this person, nothing will be done to the perpetrator. The only thing I hope is the police follow this up properly, the court case, and then she gets justice. And then this will send a message, to all of us, to everyone, that this is unacceptable. But also, next time when we're putting videos of victims, let's remember to do it with some dignity, some pictures, blur their faces, or whatever.
I didn't really notice her face though, but I know that.
Well,
she was there.
You could see her. She's the one that is being touted and shown all around. I would like to have seen the picture of the perpetrator being shown about. Yes, this is the boy that raped a 14-year-old girl.
And her father
exactly. So there's a way we also tell this story. We tell the story of the 14-year-old that was raped. We don't talk about the person that did, the perpetrator that did it. So we have to also, media or all of us, in telling these stories, let's remember to put the blame where it's meant to be. Let's stop further victimizing someone that has gone through an issue like that.
So true. On the legal, I have told legal people here, but can the police, is the police giving excuses, or do they really need the support of the parents to prosecute the case?
She's 14, but the police don't need permission as a state to carry out any prosecution. They have reported to the police. The girl, I hope that particular day they had, the rape kits available and the samples taken. Whether the parents have settled, because not this tradition of we've settled at home. They'll say they'll come and say forgive, and the parents say we are forgiving. Such nonsense. I hope that all of those things did not happen, but that cannot impede the progress of such a prosecution. As long as, they have the samples, and in these days that we have all the records, this person should be prosecuted and his data put in the sexual offenders register so that people will know how to act and behave around such a person is extremely important.
Amaka, what was your opinion?
Yes, so for starters, this is really sad because your home is supposed to be your sanctuary. And then when something happens within the home system, it's, it's really bad because most times when things happen, it's not within your control. Maybe you went somewhere, you went to visit somebody, they would say, oh, why did you go there? But this is your home, your comfort zone. So I feel sad about that. Then secondly, the police, as far as I'm concerned, they're making excuses because when rape is a criminal offense, and a criminal offense is always a crime against the state. So if there was a rape kit that was done, or the girl was taken to the hospital, and then there's evidence that actually happened, the police are meant to proceed with investigation, which is arresting the landlord, bringing him in for questioning, and follow the procedure for justice to be meted out to this man. So for him to say nothing can happen to him is absolutely rubbish. Whether he apologizes to the parents, whether he bribes the parents, it has nothing to do with the parents anymore. The state should take over the matter. And as far as the police are already involved, nobody can stop them from investigating the matter in the case and making sure that this girl gets the justice that she needs. She also gets the therapy that she needs because this girl is just 14. This can affect her psychologically, mentally, emotionally. So they need to make sure that the girl gets what she's meant to get. And from what Mariam also said, that when issues like this happen, we should also try, even though we're trying to seek justice for the person, we should also be careful in order not to dehumanize the victim here, because we live in a very harsh world where people judge people easily, people bully people for whatever reasons, and majority of the time, people blame rape victims other than their perpetrators. So we need to be careful. Instead of putting out, if you're not going to put out the alleged man or landlord's picture, then don't put out that of the lady, right? We'd have to be intentional about protecting rape victims because of the after effects of bullying and shaming that comes with it.
So, but you see, I hear you, and of course we've discussed this thing several times. Like, rape is not a new thing. It's happened, even in the Bible, there was rape. But I want us to dig further into what you mentioned, because this seems to be more prevalent within poverty, areas where poverty happens. What's the connection between rape and poverty, and how can we, even as we are struggling to deal with the lifting people out of poverty, still protect these innocent people from being raped?
Rape and poverty.
It seems to happen more in those areas than...
I think it happens...
I think in the eyebrow area, you can easily just... if you can't try it or something like that.
No, I think they're different. No, I don't think... I think rape can happen anywhere. But I think, for me, maybe the question would have been how we deal with rape... Yes, the rape victims. How we deal with the rape situation in different socioeconomic groups. If you are more empowered economically, it's easier to have access to justice. It's easier to be able to insist on getting justice. You are willing to pay whatever price. Do you understand? But if you are poor, there's the cost of pursuing justice sometimes. Yes, they may say to you, go and report to the police, but we've had issues of bring this payment to go and chase somebody or put this amount of money. Some people will look at it and then the time that is spent to chase justice as well.
Show up in...
Yes, so I can't go to work, And then in doing that also, you're now living in this community. You're surrounded by people who are constantly bullying this person. You're unable to take that victim away from that and take them to a different place where they are healing, where they're getting therapy. So when you put all that together, you're thinking, it costs me more to insist that my child gets justice. I think the best I can do for her, I've seen that happen, is either we forget that ever happened, whatever compensation, in fact, when you get compensation, that's even a good case. Whatever compensation we can get from the other family, we'll use that, and move on. Or two, you find that they move away from the area. That's the best they can do for their child. They completely move away from the area so that the child can start afresh somewhere. But rape happens everywhere. We've heard of rape that happens in university. You know, people take advantage of, as long as they are able to take advantage. How about people who are doing well, their children are doing well, and then you bring in a help to your house.
And they rape the
and
help.
Help rapes your child, or you, the child of the person that lives in the house that owns everything, rapes the help. You know, it happens everywhere. It's just that with more empowerment, hopefully you're able to chase and insist on justice for yourself.
I'm a bit worried about the
What
police,
you're
though.
trying to say is the prevalence of rape of the vulnerables. So where you have a help, you have a younger cousin, maybe an orphaned one. You know, if you have a badly raised child like the landlord's son, you rape the vulnerable family's person, knowing sorry will be okay. You know, an attempt at it would happen. You see this happen more in certain areas. If a rape were to happen in certain privileged elite areas, the victim would not even dare talk less of the father saying, I would get away with it. If,
The
for
perpetrator,
instance, if the rape happened in a certain area though, between co-landlords' children, which you want to take look the papa, tell and say, nothing will happen. You know by all standards. So if you have your child whose record you know, because I'm sure this boy is not a first-time rapist. You know, I'm not saying he allegedly. You know, the father would have known he has these excesses. Why am I saying this? There was a case of a friend's child at crèche. She had a child outside marriage and got married to someone else. So is that half sibling? Where she has another kids, 2 girls now with the new husband. And she knew that at a very young age, the first child from her mother relationship had been sexually exposed himself. He had been abused, but nobody was willing to take him again amongst family members. So she brought him in and he raped his sisters. You know, so when you know these kind of things, you know how to hold your errand dog, you go cage am. But when you're in the less privileged area, you pretend that when it happens, you get, it's the devil. In fact, this speaking will not kill me, and all of those nonsense they bring. So we see the prevalence and the style of it in certain areas. In fact, I had a relative who had a rape attempt. The younger girl came from school and said to my family member that, my certain boy in this school had asked me to sit on his legs. And then he put his hand under my dress. I did not hear sorry. We will not hear sorry. We reported it, and I reported it as sexual abuse. And the boy's father dared to beg my relative. I put him on speaker and told him, I don't care where your area is. You don't beg these kind of things off. And I made sure that boy was arrested. You know, so there's a style to it you see in certain places. If you lived in Amaka's neighborhood, for instance, you will know how to cage your child. You will see these things in my neighborhood where a person and the parents will be the ones saying, well, we are tired, we don't want to, you know, we see those things happen more. And
so you've highlighted 2 things that are very important. One, you alluded to. The second is very, very key, the begging. When rape cases happen, we hear a lot of, he's a small boy.
Devil.
Do you want him to go to prison? They've apologized. They would beg. And sort of that begging leads to like a settlement that then, let's just kill this case. And the second, which is correlating to this, is when it is important to report so that we can avoid repeat offenders. Because in most cases, rape is not a one-off. Someone who has gotten away with it once or twice will continue to do it over and over again. So begging, reporting, is it wickedness to not to accept the begging and say that you want to report this compulsorily? And how do you handle when you are a tenant and you still have to be in that environment and you're trying to protect other children from falling victim to this same offender?
Okay, so let me answer your question coming from the perspective or the angle of exposure, right? You find out that when you expose your kids, when your kids are exposed to certain things or certain environments, they're more susceptible to either crime, peer pressure, you know, influence, right? So now you're talking about the poverty areas, people that live in face me, I face you, and stuff. So you find out that if they have to queue up, for example, to take their shower, right? Or you have to tie your towel or wrapper
and go outside
to take a shower. Someone is seeing you and they're looking at your body and stuff. So the percentage or probability of you being more exposed is there. and you might be taking a shower whereby your parents have gone to work and you're alone, and someone can
You just
grab you either inside there or to and fro, you know. So the exposure level is more. Or where so many people are living in the same compound, you know, kids come out to play together, anything can happen. As opposed to people that live, you know, hybrid areas where people live, it's contained. So now you have to deal with house helps, you have to deal with brothers and sisters and cousins. Do you understand? So there's a regulation. But rape happens everywhere. A rapist is a rapist, regardless of whether you're poor, you're rich. Is a dysfunctional state of the mind. Is a mental, yeah. So yes, and then when you talk about begging, what are you begging for? Is it the devil that did it or not do it? A crime has been committed. You violated somebody's personal space without their consent. There's no begging there. In fact, the more you beg, the more offended we should even get. If you rape somebody or you kill somebody, you should be able to stand and say, okay, I did this, and then I'm ready to bear the consequence, to show remorse for what I did. That will make better sense to me, that I'm willing to take whatever punishment that is meted to me to show that I'm going to be better than saying that they should forgive you and then you walk away scot-free. That's a no-no. That's not even a topic. That's not even a conversation, in fact.
Like we don't beg, we're always begging. Kelechi, welcome to the show. We have a caller. Welcome to the show, Kelechi. How are you doing?
Mr. Tokwe, good morning.
Good morning.
I like this job. The thing is very sellable. I said I love this your smiling lifestyle. It's very sellable. Okay, you didn't hear me?
Yes, I didn't hear you, but I can hear you now.
Okay, let's continue. See, I want to give you some complaints. I want to quickly say something. Number one, please, in this program, I want to give a complaint to you. Please take this complaint to your producer.
Oh, wow. Okay. Please kindly, I don't know what happened. We couldn't get the complaint, but you can send it to us via email. We have our email, yourview@tvccommunications.tv. Send your complaints via email. It will be addressed. We appreciate every feedback we get. I was going to go into the aspect of it is not rape, but it is abuse. So you know that what the story Nima shared, you can't go take a rape kit to discuss that somebody was put on the lap. But that child that was put on the lap was abused. So there are some cases that are not like, oh, there was penetration, it was rape. But the child is molested, but there was no. How do we deal with those kind of cases? Because it's like, but she cannot get pregnant. It did not really do. But the psychological trauma that you have put that child into, especially when we're dealing with minors. Let's not even talk about rape in marriage. We'll go there. Because right now, in Nigeria, we don't even have anything called rape in marriage. But let's even talk about how to protect these minors who might not be raped in the definition of rape. Because there's a definition for rape before you can go to court, but they have been abused.
So we have laws and we don't even know. Under the criminal code, I think when it became the ACJL, we advanced more in our definition of what rape would be. But we have a perfect definition under this law that you all covered, enforced by NAPTIP. I'm trying to remember. I remember in the course of the show that captures extensively what the definition of rape is. Also, the Child Rights Act captures it extensively in, the abuse, sexual exposures, sexual assault, different types till you get to the act itself where they will say there was egress, as our teachers taught us those days, and there was actual carnal knowledge. So there's a wide definition of rape. I think the Prohibition Against Persons Act, that's the one I was trying to remember, extensively covers every form of sexual abuse, including anal, including everything. And so the prosecutors would know which one perfectly should be used in prosecuting a particular case in question. In this instance, it was, we call it grooming in practice, where you're playing with the child, you're making it seem like it's fun, so the child never knows when it finally happens. And so the first thing is, when you've raised your child to even report it, that's when you can save the child. And that itself is also sexual exposure, and it is covered. My only problem is that until you get to Kwanti and the State Commissioner's office, you might not find professionals qualified enough to help you with this when you come to report it. You find funny faces telling you within the police stations in the neighborhood that, they play with them, and you see the frustration, you know.
Let me take this caller. Ade has called from London. Welcome to the show. Good morning. This is what they call Oroburuku.
How are you today?
Very well, thank you. Welcome to the show.
I don't finish my credit.
Well, so sorry, sir.
I'm on my knees.
My view about this is that God will continue to protect all our females. This is all over the world. Even in UK, about 2-3 days ago, they were saying how the ladies were sexually harassed inside the train, where everybody is. People are there, you know. There are some people that will go there, the sexual harassment, they take picture of their underneath or whatever. So they say the police is not taking care of it. So there are a lot of cries. Now the police say, okay, they want to take care of it. Even some people that are raped, it's difficult to prove in the court. So it's all over the world. But what I say about African one is that they should have showed the face of the landlord and his son. So that will shame them. So that will deter other people who are thinking or planning evil like this. That is the only way. Because going to court, Nigeria court, you can be there for 10 years. So it doesn't really work. But my prayer is that God will protect all our females. God bless you.
God bless you too, Mr. Ade. Thank you so much. We'll take a quick break. When we return, we'll go deeper into this conversation, how to protect our children, inform them about grooming, protect, let them know when to report, what they should be reporting, and much more. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.